Hello and welcome to Poetry Hour with your hosts Frankie Elwood
and Jonah Bowden.
Today we'll be looking at the poetry of Native American Sherman Alexie. The poem we'll be focusing on is called Evolution. It's a poem about the relationship between the Native Indians and the white settlers in America. So,
let's begin reading the poem.
Buffalo Bill opens a pawn shop on the reservation right across the border from the liquor store, and he stays open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the Indians come running in with jewelry, television sets, a VCR, a full-length beaded buckskin outfit. It took Inez Muse 12 years to finish. Buffalo Bill takes everything the Indians have to offer, keeps it all catalogued and filed in a storage room.
The Indians pawn their hands, saving the thumbs for last. They pawn their skeletons, falling endlessly from the skin. And when the last Indian has pawned everything but his heart, Buffalo Bill takes that for $20. Closes up the pawn shop, paints a new sign over the old, calls his venture the Museum of Native American Cultures, charges the Indians $5 to enter. Sherman Alexie.
So first let's talk about the title of the book, Evolution. Now, what do you think this means?
Evolution to me personally is the transfer from dinosaurs to Neanderthals to humans and modern culture. And in evolution he goes from the Native American and traditions, which is without alcohol, without any alcoholism, and they wouldn't drink, to them being somewhat drunkards and being pushed into this culture of alcoholism.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Native Americans, they came from being first and superior to being bottom of the barrel, so to speak.
So this whole process can be seen as evolution.
Yeah, indeed. Now, the first paragraph or so, it talks about the shop being right across the border from the liquor store. Now, I think that is symbolic, don't you?
Well, yes, as you see in Native American culture and in America, there were always Indian reservoirs which were set up, but their borders is really these borders, which were quite big states only for Indians, shrunk over time. And here this man, since these states which are solely for Indians have shrunk so much, he can set up his store on the border, and so that the Indians can access.
I definitely think the first part of the poem is just setting up the background, and it makes you keep in mind the fact that his shop's right across the border from the liquor store. I think the whole poem in itself was quite symbolic of what the Native Americans had done to them and how they're exploited by the white settlers.
Yes, also the name Buffalo Bill, buffalo being an animal which is greatly acknowledged in Native American culture and being important for both the settlers and the Indians, then having gone close to extinct through the settlers, is a key figure in this poem as the name of the shopkeeper.
And also, the Indians pawn their hands, saving the thumbs for last. They pawn the skeletons, falling endlessly from the skin. I mean, it just shows how they were willing to give up anything they had, and then when the last Indian has pawned everything but his heart, Buffalo Bill takes that for $20. I mean, how cheap, really?
Yes, it shows their immense need for this, for alcohol and money, and then the Buffalo Bill's exploitation of the Indians. And Buffalo Bill doesn't only represent Buffalo Bill, but quite frankly, most of the American settlers who arrived.
I agree. So, in conclusion, I would say very simple poem, straight to the point, with few literary devices, but very symbolic and has a massive impact, I think.
This also clearly structures the course of what happened during American
I mean,
Evolution.
he gets the point across. He doesn't have to dress it up,
Yes,
does he?
yes.
And I think just basically, like we've said, whole story is a metaphor for the exploitation of the Indians.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much.